he gonna probably start dropping off a toothbrush. And then next thing you know, he gonna move in. And you gotta tell him to leave. And you know why? Because he do not want to go back to his mama house.
Every time I start to close the door, you knock, and I let you in.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Everything Mingley podcast. In today's podcast, we are talking about why women shouldn't settle. Now, I know you probably like, okay, but why not men? Why not men? Why not men? I'm talking about women because I'm a woman, so I'm just giving my point of view. But we will be talking about why men shouldn't settle real soon. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get right into this video. Why women shouldn't settle. For one, I just hear a lot because when I be scrolling on TikTok, men have all these standards of what they looking for in a woman. Some say, oh, I'm looking for the young tenderonis. I'm looking for the woman that has the 401k, the good credit, all these things. But these men that's ask for all these things don't have neither. On top of that, I also saw a post on Facebook. A guy stated that why if he move in with a woman, she don't want to go 50-50. And she should, even though she let him move in. So my personal opinion is the 50-50 conversations, for one, should just die. Whatever works for your household, whatever works for your relationship is for you. Simply. Now, I do feel like women is caught up in social media what other girls portray, far as them saying, oh, my man done bought me a G-Wagon, my man pay all my bills, my man make me a stay-at-home girlfriend or stay-at-home wife. And I feel like once people start kicking back into reality and realize that every man cannot do that for you, you should understand it. Because her man did these things for her don't mean that your man can do the same. Focus on finding the man that can do the things that you want him to do. Now, if you say, okay, no, I want a man to buy me the G-Wagon, be a stay-at-home mom and pay all the bills, or stay-at-home girlfriend, then you're going to find you a really, really, really rich or well-off man. But the possibilities of finding a man that's like in his 20s and 30s that's really well off, it's very slim unless you look up with somebody that's in the industry. I'm just going to be honest. So if your man can only get you a Nissan or can give you a bus pass or whatever the case may be, then that's what you work with. It's not about you're settling. It's about what works for you. On top of that, when it comes to the whole 50-50, every man cannot pay your bills. And I get it. We talk about, oh, well, back in the days, the men was taking care of the household, paying the bills. But you got to understand, back in the days, houses was $40,000. Rent was maybe $100. And a lot of people was on government assistance, which they was probably paying a little to nothing versus nowadays. Because I remember when I got my first apartment back in 2010, it was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhouse for $499. But that same townhome is, for today, is running about $1,700. So we have to be realistic when it comes to certain things. However, if you are a person that's handling your bills by yourself, have a car, maintaining, living your lifestyle, traveling, saving, whatever you're doing, then it's okay to try to date someone that's doing the same thing or better. I will say that. But if you're not doing anything for yourself, I'm going to be honest. If you're not doing anything for yourself, take what you can get. Take what you can get. But if you know you got some things going on for yourself, then you got to have somebody that's just on your level or higher. Should you settle? No. It was another post about women of like a higher tax bracket or whatever. selling for someone that can only pay the light bill. I think that's what Tyler Perry was saying. Like, if a woman's successful, but the man can only pay the light bill, then it's okay to date him. And I'm just going to be honest, it's not. From my experience, when I was dating in my 20s, and I won't say teens because you still figuring out life, trying to figure out where you want to go, your direction or whatsoever. But in my 20s, I will say, I was on my own. I've been on my own since I was 18. And I was more so of, let me give a person a chance. You know, listen to what people say. Like, oh, let me give them a chance. It's okay. If I have my own place, my own car, my own money to be able to do things for myself, and he don't have these things, it's okay. But I will say, as I've learned and the experience I went through, I will say it's not okay because, for one, it can be draining. If you dating someone that don't have the same things as you, it can get draining. If he don't have a car, now he want to drive your car all the time. So now you sharing a car, and it's just too much when you know you got places to be. You want to go when you want to go. You get what I'm saying? It's too much. On top of that, when you need a repair, oh, he don't care about nothing but driving that car. So he is not going to help you with that repair. Let's be honest. And if he do help you with that repair, why he just can't get a car? Why he just can't get a car? When it comes to your crib, if he don't have his own crib and you move him in or just have him over, he gonna probably start dropping off a toothbrush, then a pair of shoes, and then next thing you know, he gonna move in and you can't tell him to leave. And when you tell him to leave, he gonna destroy everything you done worked hard for. You know why? Because he do not want to go back to his mama house. He do not want to go back out on the streets. So he need to come to your house. Whether he respecting it or not, he need to come to your house. So do I advise you to ever let a person move in? I don't advise that. Do I advise for you to ever let somebody drive your car? I don't advise that. And another thing I don't advise, and this is the top one. Don't you ever give a man your paycheck. Don't you ever share your banking account with no one. Because I hear that. And I know, like, when you marry, you have joint accounts, which is, I guess, understandable. But I don't want to share my banking accounts. I'm going to be honest. Like, I can have my separate, he have his separate, and then we can do, like, a joint with certain things, maybe. However, I hear people talk about they have joint accounts in just relationships. Don't do that. I know y'all trusting, but don't do it. Do not do it. Don't move in with a man. Don't let a man move in with you unless a ring is on your finger. Now, when it comes to, if you say, no, I still want to let a man move, and we can move in together. Let me just say this. Put yourself in a situation where if y'all do get a place together with both of y'all names on it, can you afford it alone? Because don't get something and then it don't work out, and then he move out and you can't afford the rent. Can you afford it alone? That car, can you afford it alone? Do not depend solely on a man for anything. I don't care if he was Bill Gates. Don't solely depend on a man. Always have your own. Make lemons out of lemonade. So when I say make lemons out of lemonade, if you just so happen to look up with somebody that got either money or some type of money, don't spend it all. Make sure you stacking too. So if push come to shove, you got money to fall back on. I'm just going to be honest. You got to make lemons out of lemonade because you got to make sure that you're good at the end of the day. Some people get in positions where they fuck up because they decide, oh, I want to spend all the money. I want to splurge. I want to do too much and all that. And they mess up what can turn out to be, like I said, lemonade. So if you in a position, take it, and you got to know how to run with it. That's how I look at it. Should you settle? No. Only date what you feel is best for you. Only date somebody that you truly like. And that's another thing. I know they say looks is not everything, but looks is everything. Now, don't get me wrong. Behind the looks is how you treat a person, like the person's character. But don't date a person just because they want to date you. If they're not attracted to you, don't date them. And I know some people like, oh, well, matter of fact, let me give you a good reason. This girl made a post, and like I said, I be reading people posts because I be trying to get ideas. This girl made a post. She said, I hope my baby do not come out looking like his father, because if he do, he's going to be ugly. That's what she said. No tea, no shade. But I'm wondering, at our age, or at any age, why are we women having intercourse with men that we do not like, and we are procreating with them? You should never procreate with a man that you do not like, because at the end of the day, who suffers when you saying he shouldn't look like his father and you call his father ugly? Who is suffering at the end of the day? You shouldn't lay down with no man that's ugly unless he got money. If he has money, that's when you lay down with him. But if he don't have no money, don't lay down with no man that you is not attractive to. And with that, even if he got money, you don't procreate with him. Get what you need and get on. Because one thing about men, if they like you or not, they gonna keep it moving if they don't want to stay. See, women, sometimes we get emotionally attached so quick. Men do too, don't get me wrong. But we got to know when our time to exit. If it's not what we want, it's okay to say, no, this is not what I want, and keep it moving. You supposed to always date up. You always supposed to make sure that, okay, I look good, but he look good as well. I mean, nothing that don't look good next to you should be next to you, only if he got money. Unless he got money. If he don't have money, he shouldn't be next to you. Whether he's cute or ugly. Make sure he has some type of benefit for you to have him next to you. Because at the end of the day, you're an example of what you want to show off to the world. My thing is this. I'm only talking for the women that have it going on for themselves. I can't relate to the women that's probably doing nothing, have nothing, and don't want nothing. Because I don't know. They may date a scammer. I don't know. But the women that's have goals, have their own place, their own car, good credit, good savings, can travel, on just living life at peace, whatever the case may be, you have to date someone that meet that standard or more. Because the thing about it is, when you get with a man, he's supposed to make your life easier. So if you're with somebody right now, ask yourself, is he making your life easier? Is he lifting the weights off your shoulders? Or is he making it harder? If he's making it harder, if you still feel single while you with him, if you can't ask him for stuff and you got to ask somebody else for something, especially money, you need a new man, sis. You need a new man. You should never settle for someone that cannot make your life easier. The goal is for a man to make your life easier. A goal for the man is to protect and provide. I don't care what nobody say. A man's supposed to protect and provide, no matter what. And when I say provide, I'm not saying, oh, he got to do 100%. I'm saying he got to do what solely works for you. A man that can actually do and put in the work to make sure, because basic necessities are important. If he don't do it for himself, he can't do it for you, because he don't want the best for himself. And if he's seeing you have it and he feel like, oh, you should do it for him, then 9 times out of 10, you got to send him back to his mama, because his mama is the only one that's obligated to take care of him. A grown man that wants the best for himself gonna do the best for himself no matter what. It's not about what you make, it's about what you can make out of your situation. On top of that, like, people try to tell me like, well, if he don't have this because the economy is messed up, if he don't have that because no. There shouldn't be no excuse why grown men don't have things. And let me tell you why. This is my reasoning. My reasoning on Yeah, the economy is crazy, but him not having a place shouldn't be no excuse when it's government assistance out here. Let's just be honest. I think everybody is so into, I need to have a luxury apartment, I need to have a high rise. But if you don't go to the ghetto and get your apartment if you have to, because see, sometimes people got to understand is if you're not thankful for your now, how would you be thankful for your future and the greater things ahead? You can't when you want to keep up with the Joneses. Because let's say this, say if you meet a man that's making $20 an hour. You got two people, right? That's making $20 an hour. You got one person that has his own place, his own car, nice credit, can travel, got a good savings, and then you got one that don't have no place, no car, spend his money on weed, food, liquor, clubs, clothes, just blow his money. Who would you date? The man that has the plan, the man that's doing it for himself versus the man that's not. So at the end of the day, you got to reach what's best for you. You should never settle in no situation because once you settle, you're going to be unhappy. And time passed you by. So I just feel like settling with a man that's not considered a prize, because I get we the prize, but if your man is not the prize, you shouldn't settle with him. So don't be no pick me shit trying to be thirsty, talking about, oh, I'm just gonna date him because I've been single too long, or I'm gonna date him because I see the potential, or I'm supposed to help him up, be in the trenches with him, sleep with him in cars, I should do this, I should do that. No, you shouldn't. Struggle love is not cute at all. Now, maybe if you 18 or something, maybe. But it's no way in the world you should be having struggle love with a man that's damn near 40, in his 30s. After 25, you shouldn't be having no struggle love. And if you're going to date older, like some people, they like to date older, men in their 50s and 60s. I'm just going to be honest. If you're going to date a man that's in his 50s, 60s, 40s, 70s, whatever age you want to date, when they old like that, you should automatically off rip can be a stay-at-home girlfriend or a part-time worker or whatever the case may be. Like, he should be well established. If you date a man that's 40 and up and he's not well established, especially 50 and 60, what are you thinking? If you date a man that old, he should be well established where he can support you fully and make sure you're straight, where you can take vacations, do what you want to do, and you ain't got to work if you got to. But if you date a man that dang old and he's not well established, rethink what you're doing. Rethink that whole process. Because at that age, what was you doing at 20? If you're going to date a 60-year-old? Because y'all remember that story a while back when the 18-year-old girl married that 60-something-year-old man? The Hagen books or some, and they went viral on social media. And she said she was working 2 jobs, paying bills. And he got mad at her because I think she didn't want to work, or she said she was overworking herself, something like that. And he was in his 60s. I'm just going to be honest. If you feel like you got a prize or you feel like it's good to date somebody older, he has to be well established. I'm sorry. 50, 60 years old, 70 years old, 40, has to be well established. If he's not well established, leave him alone. I'm just going to be honest. For the girls that like the older men, if he's not well established, 40 and up, leave him alone. Okay? Now, if he's under that age or however, let's just say this. Every man can't buy you a G-Wagon, and that's fine. Everybody will not meet a successful rich man, and that's fine. Find what's best for you, but find someone that's on your level, and do not dumb yourself down. Do not settle, because one thing about it, a man will not settle. He may settle for the moment, but when he actually get the girl he wants, he definitely will leave you. So you got to look at things that way, that if a man will leave me once he find the girl of his dreams, you should have that mindset to do the same. Meaning, I'm not going to date you. I want this man. Don't let nobody feel make you feel any way about it. If you don't want him, sis, you don't have to date him. No matter what he say, your friends say, whoever say, they say, whatever. You date the man you want and you go from there, and don't settle until you get the man you want. And it's okay to tell somebody, oh, I'm good on you. Because why? Why settle? Last but not least, if you're not into coffee dates, movie dates, just some little corny dates, Applebee's 2 for $20 on the first date, that is fine. Let him do that with somebody else. But whatever date you want, he should take you on. But I will say this, women, please stop trying to overdo it. Like the girl with the 48 oysters. Stop trying to overdo it. If you know you don't pay for 48 oysters on your alone time when you at a restaurant, do not try to do that and run his pockets and pay for 48 oysters unless he don't mind. But you got to understand what type of man you're dealing with and where you could go. Now, if you know you could go to Ruth Chris, but he only can take you to Applebee's, then that's the man that you shouldn't be dating, because at the end of the day, you like Ruth Chris. Let's just be honest. But if you found with Applebee's, nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, do something that's in your budget that you could do for yourself. Always do things that you could do for yourself, so nobody won't say, oh, you couldn't do this because of me, or you couldn't do that for me, or if they walk out on the bill. Because for one, why are y'all dating men that's just leaving y'all hanging? That's another story for another day, because so many girls have been left at the restaurant by these men. And I'm child, just date what's in your standard. Don't settle for nobody. Do what's best for you, what makes you happy, and whoever don't like it, don't like it. And if they say you're a gold digger, say, yeah, you are the gold, and you looking to dig it some more. So don't let nobody play with you. Don't let nobody stop you, and don't let nobody lower your standards. Don't lower your standards for no one. And that's the end of the Everything Mingley podcast.